Numerous regular peculiarities are straightforward and take advantage of by basic perception or humble dabbling. No science required. Yet, some, similar to capacitance, are significantly more subtle. And afterward, you truly need science to grasp them. Now and again, the HCI framework that is assembled creates its own peculiarities. And you want science to grasp the unforeseen, new properties of apparently clear things. Individuals now and again accept that since they can naturally figure out the simple cases. Example, with ease of use testing, they can see every one of the cases. Be that as it may, this isn't be guaranteed to valid. The regular phenomena to be taken advantage of in HCI range from deliberations of software engineering, like the thought of the functioning set, to mental speculations of human comprehension, discernment, and development, like the idea of vision. Brain research, the region tended to buy this book, is a region with a particularly untidy and now and again problematic writing. However, likewise particularly wealthy in peculiarities can be taken advantage of for HCI innovation. Regular phenomena, human debacles. On the 8th November 2013, at 4:30 a.m., the super hurricane Haiyan burst into the Visayas of the Philippines with winds arriving at 235 kilometers each hour, clearing out these islands and most of the focal region of the country. Meteorologists were dazzled, as far as the drop of environmental tension. It was the most serious twister enrolled on dry land and the one to create the most elevated supported breeze speed in one moment ever. The pulverization brought about by Haiyan made it important to reconsider the gamble, weakness and versatility factors that are fundamental to forestall and whitewash meteorological fiascos and that permit the recuperation of impacted regions, where the principal thing to be recuperated is the admittance to water and to disinfection. Environmental change, less yet more fierce tornadoes. After 2 years, in October 2015, Hurricane Patricia broke the supported speed record held by Haiyan on the Mexican shore, being enlisted at the National Hurricane Center, NHC, as the most serious tropical storm at any point enrolled in the western side of the equator. The two peculiarities were displayed at the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, as an unmistakable result of environmental change, and as an affirmation of the forecasts remembered for its fifth evaluation report, AR5, which was the foundation of crafted by the COP21 in December 2015 in Paris. As per the determining models, the level of vicious twisters will increment by 2% to 11% around the world in the following 40 years. Notwithstanding, that's what similar gauges show despite the fact that they will more extraordinary, they will happen on rare occasions. Phenomena and fiascos. The United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, UNISTR, separates among fiascos and the peculiarities that cause them. For the UNISTR, the expression cataclysmic event can be misjudged, as fiascos are the consequence of the absence of counteraction and arranging within the sight of normal peculiarities. Peculiarities are regular, yet the debacles are created by human activity in his current circumstance. For example, the flooding of a floodplain brought about by a spilling over stream is a characteristic peculiarity. The presence of human settlements in the space makes the chance of a catastrophe. There are two distinct sorts of normal peculiarities that cause catastrophes: the geographical ones and those brought about by environment. Quakes, tsunamis, and volcanic ejections are among the initial ones. Every one of the super-meteorological peculiarities, typhoons, twisters, and tempests, dry spells, and the ascending of the ocean level because of the softening of polar ice would be instances of the subsequent classification. A blended beginning among topographical and climatic can be found in certain torrential slides, which join unreasonable softening and avalanches. As per the World Bank, catastrophes brought about by environment peculiarities have caused 66% of the worldwide financial and human misfortunes over the most recent 44 years and have incited 35 million passings from one side of the planet to the other. Exposure, weakness, and chances of natural phenomena. There are key elements to comprehend and deal with a circumstance with which we should coincide on the planet, and which are the foundation of the outcome of any counteraction methodology in the most impacted nations. The initial ones are the ideas of openness and weakness in face of the peril of a peculiarity that wind up molding the gamble factor. Much of the time, openness and weakness are mistakenly considered as equivalent words. The two variables are anthropogenic, that is to say, brought about by man, yet with a totally different significance. Openness can be characterized as the presence of individuals, homes, structures, administration offices, or any financial, social, or social grade in regions where rough peculiarities could happen. Weakness is the tendency to every last bit of it being harmed. For example, a house in the Philippines is presented to a hurricane, yet it is powerless on the grounds that it has been inadequately constructed. As a matter of fact, the Philippines is the second most presented country to the risks of fierce meteorology, with a normal of 22 yearly storms. As it is straightforward, weakness has an immediate relationship with destitution. The lacking water and sterilization offices, the shanties, and the congestion in shacks are factors that increment the weakness to peculiarities. The catastrophe risk consolidates openness and weakness. The IPCC characterizes it as the likelihood of a local area experiencing extreme modifications in its not unexpected activity in human, monetary, and natural harms brought about by perilous actual occasions that happen in weak social circumstances. To go on with the Filipino model, because of its area, actual geology, and destitution levels, the archipelago is a high gamble area of meteorological catastrophes. Water and sterilization, the significant lines of strength. These harms require the quick crisis reaction to meet basic human necessities. All along, this help should be considered to foster quick recuperation plans and to accomplish the versatility of the impacted local area. In all cases, the admittance to water and the rebuilding of the sterilization is the super beginning stage. In the undertakings of the We Are Water Foundation, we can see instances of these systems. After Typhoon Haiyan, one of the crisis help activities comprised of something as basic as the dissemination of canisters and cleaning tablets to gather water and to sanitize it. In the recuperation, help the reclamation of the entrance and sterilization frameworks was fundamental to keep the populace from getting debased water. After the tremor that crushed Nepal, the conveyance of canisters was likewise vital to furnish families with 4 liters for each individual in day, the base amount expected to drink and cook, as well as the transportation of material to remake the disinfection offices. Anticipation gives benefits. A speedy reaction to crises is crucial, however, putting resources into prevention is fundamental. Over the most recent 44 years, fiascos brought about by environment conditions have incited 3.5 million passings, costing multiple trillion bucks. In 2016, the most expensive calamities brought about by meteorology happened in Asia and America, the flooding that impacted China around mid-year was answerable for $20 billion of harms. And Hurricane Matthew came about in $10 billion worth of harm, as per the reinsuring organization Munich Re. A concentrate by United Nations for Latin America uncovers that every dollar put resources into the decrease of calamity takes a chance, with brings about reserve funds of $95. As the repetitive misfortunes because of rough meteorological peculiarities are wiped out. Likewise, the European Union ascertains that every euro spent in the assurance against flooding in Europe brings about reserve funds of €6. Avoidance saves lives and is productive. Be that as it may, to forestall it is important to bring issues to light in the public eye of the risks. Furnishing the populace with activity conventions, arranging offices and the settlements in uncovered regions, and putting resources into logical examination of forecast and advance notice innovations. The eventual fate of environment forces us to be ready. What do you think about this video? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.